on the defensive side of the ball. He can shore up the things in front of that back line. They look a little bit discombobulated in their last couple of games. Osorio wearing the captain's armband, the all-time leading appearance for Toronto FC. Cifuentes gets the...
Bit of a false start from Wessam Abu Ali and Daniel Gazdag, and now we are officially underway from lower.com field as we invite you to turn off the world. But keep in mind, folks, that 2023 MLS Cup winning side for the Columbus Crew, they had 9 losses that season. And it was a group that, much similar to this one, had been labeled as inconsistent, potentially not good enough on the defensive side of the ball to win an MLS Cup. And we all know how that finished in 2023. And obviously, Wilfried Nancy doesn't want to make any comparisons, particularly with all the player personnel that has turned over since then. But if we know anything about MLS Cup postseason, it's that is one of the most unpredictable playoffs in all of professional sports. And all it takes is a couple of wins here and there to really spark a belief and a sense of consistency that can take you all the way to the promised land.
Especially with the best-of-3 series to open up the postseason.
Couple of deflections. Arston trying to thread it through. It's Wessam Abu Ali. Somehow sneaks it in and gives the Crew an early lead in front of the Norteca.
Inside the box, and look at this in tight space, and it's a turnover from Columbus Crew that is capitalized on. You see it right there with the run, with the drive on, and it's the outside of the foot, just Megs Gavron. So Toronto FC turns it over in midfield. Columbus Crew just scrapping and clawing their way inside the 18. And Abu Ali does just enough. There's the challenge at midfield. That's that nastiness that Wilfried Nancy's talking about. Fighting for every single ball, not allowing Toronto FC to get out of their own half. And Abu Ali makes a nice run, beats the defender, and finds his way through to put Columbus Crew on the board. You have to spend your money wisely. You cannot just throw a dart at a board and see if it sticks as far as the quality or the player that you bring in. It has been proven now time and time again that the culture and the chemistry is incredibly important, especially in these Major League Soccer rosters, with how and when and why you spend your money. And when you have 11 players on a pitch, this many in training, 18, 20, 25 players that are in training every day, you have got to have a good culture and a good chemistry. And that is one of the first things Robin Fraser spent his time trying to correct and fix heading into this year.
Osorio got the pass away for Richie Larea, who's in on goal. It's Richie Larea, and it's 1-1. It's their first shot of the night, and Toronto have leveled the score in a game that Columbus really need to have.
And it's Mr. Toronto to Mr. Toronto. These two players and what they have done for this club in the history of this organization, they both bleed red. And it's a ball in from Jonathan Osorio to find the feet of Richie Larea, who makes a perfectly timed run to stay in an onside position. And then just slots it past the goalkeeper, Patrick Schulte. And look at this, chested down. Well done by Etienne Jr. to find the pass, to find the runner, to lay it off to Osorio, who then puts it in the path of Richie Larea, who just turns on the afterburners and beats Amundsen with his pace. And he's so calm, he's so cool and collected, and just slots it. It just skips.
For mere mortals like you and me, yes, he probably would have ended up with an injury if that was you or I stumbling over the ball like that. Wouldn't get out of bed for a few weeks.
There's no chance I am even on the pitch at this point without injuring myself. It actually hurts me just to watch sometimes. Like, I feel like it's a transient pain from what these guys are going through.
Mihailovic, nice little first touch, and then unleashing a 3v2 break for Toronto if they play this quickly. Corbanu, good matchup here with Steven Moreira. Corbanu goes for goal at the near post, and Schulte needed to be sharp. I don't think he was expecting a shot.
I was wondering what Corbanu was going to do with this. He's taking a look, but then all of a sudden he puts his head down. He's got...
Final round of these bouts has not been kind to Columbus. They've allowed 3 goals after the 75th minute in the last 4 matches. Of course, the most recent being that stunning game winner from William Fernandez. NYCFC on Wednesday night. And there was that second half onslaught from Atlanta that of course resulted in 3 points for Columbus, but a win that felt more like a draw or even a loss, if that's possible. Meanwhile, here's Andres Herrera. Picard, Arston, great little step over, going for the curler and wasn't too far away.
That's a very high line by Columbus, trying to stay together here.
Mihailovic, good looking delivery. Rosted is there, but it's straight into Schulte. You couldn't have asked for a better opportunity off that delivery from that part of the field. And added time is presented by Audi, and we're going to have half a dozen at the minimum at the end of the 90.
Well, I was wrong on that one because Sigurd Rostad was wide open, making that run at the back post. Nobody tracking him. Unfortunately, he gets the header wrong right into the hands of Patrick Schulte.
There is a counter to be had if Toronto can be clean in that effort. What a touch from Steven Moreira, and gets it back. And driving forward. And still. And Russell Rowe has the door slammed shut by Sigurd Rosted. Really important challenge for the Norwegian veteran. Arston. Picard. Herrera! What a save from Gavran!
All of a sudden, the movement inside the box a little bit more clever. Picard has been so good on a corner kick, an each-swinging corner kick from Arston on this near side.
At the near post, won by Toronto, brought down by Nagby. Cheverko. Habrun. Back to Arston. Number still available for Columbus. Arston whips it in. Russell Rowe couldn't get there. Amundsen trying to bring it down. Shouts for a handball from Steven Moreira. Now Picard. Russell Rowe. And Toronto's first to it. And they win the free kick. And that's going to do it full time. It is a 6th consecutive draw for Toronto, and it is multiple games for Columbus in back-to-back fashion in which they have dropped games at home.